Yeah, Qatar's our friend, like MS-13 is our friend down there in Mexico and El Salvador. This fake uh, relationship that is ongoing with Qatar is becoming more exposed. So, why does Hamas terrorists feel very comfortable living in Doha, Qatar? Just ask me that. Like,
Adam, why do they feel so
yeah,
comfortable staying in
that's
Qatar?
the question that I want to know.
This video pissed me off so much. I wish I didn't watch it, but now that I did, I have to show you guys and I have to respond to it. Adam is one of the most ignorant people I know. How? Why does he have a platform? Few things right off the bat here. Qatar is our friend in case the United States has one of the biggest military bases in Qatar. You know which country doesn't? Israel. Also, Qatar, the US, the reason why Hamas is in Qatar is because the US requested this. Qatar is supposed to be brokering a deal. They're the middleman there. That's why Hamas leaders are there. Because we told them to be there. Could you be any more ignorant, man? Like, are you serious?
So, you ever heard of the term of a frenemy or a fake friend?
Yes, Israel.
Qatar has positioned themselves as this neutral arbitrator, helping the United States, but at the same time trying to be an ally to terrorists in the Middle East. So here's what I know: Israel has basically said, no. Remember the movie Wedding Crashers? When she goes, I hope you never try to leave me, because why? I'll find you. That's what the IDF and Mossad are basically telling terrorists. Whether it's Hezbollah with the beepers, beep, beep, boom, whether it's the leaders of Hamas that are hanging out in Qatar in millionaire apartments, they're going to find you. And as an American, yeah, I would like an ally, a staunch ally of Israel, to maybe give me a heads up if I'm the president of the United States. But this sort of is counterintuitive that Israel owns the United States, this whole subjugation over there. Okay, how about they're acting in the best interest of Israel? They've been pretty damn clear. They are going to eliminate Hamas and the leaders of Hamas. You may disagree. You may say that's crazy. You may not agree with it. I totally understand. But this is what Israel's saying. They're going to find you and they're going to take you out like they're Liam Neeson and Taken.
Can I ask you one question,
Straight up.
Adam?
Who the hell does Israel think they are, though? Adam, you are so biased. It's unbelievable. Maybe a heads up to a country that's just, it's not just your best ally. We are the reason you exist. We fund your military, we give you diplomatic cover for this nonsense that you do. We are the reason why United Nations, when there's everyone's voting against you, we veto it for you. Without us, you're nothing diplomatically. So when you do a dumb move like this, Trump is out there saying, oh, he's not happy, but he supports it. Without that, the whole world is against you, basically. You realize that, right, Adam? You realize that.
Go
There's a
ahead.
big difference here.
Oh, sorry.
The difference here is, let me put it to you this way. So the U.S. has said that there are drug dealers in the hills just over the border, and there's coyotes in the hills just over the border in Mexico. And we're going to send military to do that. Those areas are rural, desolate in many cases, like nothing there except little camps where they conduct their stuff. And okay, so you go into a little camp on the hills in the middle of freaking nowhere and you take some guys out. That, okay, nobody in the world is going to look at that and they may say, well, that's, Mexico's sovereign country. You shouldn't be doing that. But what if Mexico knew that there were bad guys that they don't like in Georgetown, right there in Washington, D.C.? Doha's the capital of Qatar. And so you're going to not only a sovereign nation, you're going to a suburb of their capital to take out a bad guy. That's, that's a couple levels
Isn't
up.
that
And
exactly what United States did in Pakistan with Osama bin Laden? We have a relationship with Pakistan. Why does Osama bin Laden feel comfortable hiding out with Pakistan?
uh,
Sure. Okay, so Tom has spoken some truth here. Thank you, Tom. I told you he's one of the more reasonable guys, even though a lot of times he's very pro Israel and very blinded as well. Anyways, Qatar is a very, very, very safe country. I've been there myself, and Doha is pretty much all they got. It's a tiny little country, and Doha's the one big seaport, big city capital they have. It's very beautiful, it's very safe, and very low crime. and they spent a lot to improve their image. I mean, they hosted the FIFA World Cup recently, right? And everyone was like, "Oh my God, Qatar's amazing. Qatar's beautiful." They want to do this to improve their tourism, and kind of compete with like the likes of Dubai. What the hell happens when you're spending all this money, investing all this money on tourism, and making yourself look like a safe country, which you are, and then Israel just out of nowhere blows a rocket into one of your buildings in your city in Doha? How is that? And Pakistan, really? You're going to compare it to Pakistan? Look, I'm Pakistani. No offense to Pakistan. Pakistan is not a Qatar at all. And also, it was not the capital city of Islamabad. No, it was some other city that bin Laden was founded, Attarabad or some random outskirt of Islamabad, I believe. Again, he has no idea what he's talking about. He's taking the talking points that you hear all the Israeli officials and the spokespeople make. He's saying the same speaking points. Except the problem is he doesn't know his stuff. He's just repeating whatever he hears without actually digging into it and studying it. And by the way, just because America does it does not make it okay for Israel to do it. Israel is not America. Get that straight.
Why is he in Islamabad? What's going down? How about we needed to take him out because he was the most wanted man in the world, according to the United States military and according to the Pentagon. So according to Mossad and IDF, these were the head of Hamas. I don't see a distinguishment. I don't see a difference. I could be wrong. But again, they want to go
military
after
action in a capital city of a foreign country when you don't have the full support of the U.S., and the U.S. is a key ally of yours in the Middle East, where you're surrounded by people that want to exterminate you. I don't know, man. I think Israel got way out over its skis on this one, and if they wanted to take out some guys that are bad, I think there should have been a different thing, because it's very clear that the White House is upset. It's very clear that the UN's upset. And you can't just keep saying, well, these people want to kill Israel. Oh, there's a guy over here. There's a guy over here. Let's go get them. They're bad, and these people need to be rooted out and dealt with. But if you don't tell your ally, or you told us at the last minute, hey, I'm about to do something, you don't hang up. I got to tell you now, because it's just a couple minutes away. However that happened, the U.S. is pissed. The State Department's pissed. The DOD is pissed. The UN is pissed. Why are we pissed when we normally support people and say, hey, wait a minute, you're threatening that guy, and one of your guys got killed? Easy does it, buddy.
I don't disagree with you. Again,
This nonsense. Oh, I don't disagree with you. Where do you think he gets that from? Patrick Bet-David. I don't know if many of you remember. This is something that Patrick Bet-David said a lot during his interview with Dan Bilzerian. Dan Bilzerian's just going there crapping on Israel. Patrick Bet-David's like, I don't disagree with you. Bro, just say you agree then. Why are you being a coward? Just say it straight up. I agree with you. Adam, okay. So first of all, let me clarify what's going on here. There's Hamas people in Qatar because, again, like I mentioned, Qatar's trying to broker a deal. They were trying to make a deal. Israel does not want a deal to happen. So what does Israel do? They literally just kill the deal makers. They don't kill the deal like figuratively. They kill the deal literally. Just knock out all the people that are there to make the deals. So now let's talk about this. If there was to have a ceasefire deal happen, who would make the deal if all the deal makers are gone, right? The Hamas leaders that make a deal and negotiate, they're gone. So who are you going to negotiate with? That was their plan there. Now, also, without the full support of USA is not a key ally, Tom. I'm sorry. It is their main ally. It's the only ally they have, basically. It's necessary for your survival. Again, like I mentioned, we provide diplomatic cover. We make all these nonsense terrorist attacks that Israel is doing, we add some type of legitimacy to them because, the United States is backing it. If we didn't back it, Israel would be a rogue terrorist state. They're literally attacking left and right, just sovereign nations. It's not okay. Qatar of all countries. Look, you can make the argument for all these other countries like Syria and Lebanon, Libya, whatever is going on, Iran. Okay, they're like war zones, a lot of fights and wars going on there. Fine. Qatar though, Qatar. Bro, that's wild, man. That's out of pocket.
and as an American, I don't want to see people basically going against U.S. interests. But I'm speaking as someone who's looking into Bibi's mind. He basically said, do I want to kill my biggest enemies or still play the nice guy role as we've been? Is it about to be the 2-year anniversary of October 7th? And yet the leaders of Hamas are still hanging out in Doha, Qatar. If it was, how many years did it take to get Osama
This
bin
makes
Laden?
me
Look, he said play the nice guy role. There is absolutely no one who thinks Benjamin Netanyahu is playing the nice guy role, except for a few people in the cabinet or in the government. Those are the extremists like Smotrich and Ben Gvir and all of those guys, right? You hear those two names a lot. Those are the only two that are saying Benjamin Netanyahu is being too nice. So what are we hearing here, Adam? Are you on their camp then? You're on that extreme camp, because I don't think anyone else thinks Netanyahu is being too soft on Hamas.
uncomfortable.
How many years?
Let me tell you why this makes me uncomfortable. So, U.S. helped you out, especially Trump helped you out. If Trump's not the president, what does it look like? Could you get the job done on those 3 nuclear sites, or did you need America's help? You may have a great intel. You may have a great intelligence agency, Mossad, and you get a lot of intel for us because we're not there. Yes, kudos to you. But who did you have to call to take out those 3 nuclear sites? Who needed to do those 3 things for you? Could you do it? Did you have the B-52 bombers to do it? Did you have the pilots and the training to do it? No, you didn't. So when you understand that you ask for help and you call, and we keep low key and we go and support you, and then you want to do something like this, and it's not even a phone call to the guy that helped you take out those 3 nuclear. To me, look, diplomacy is one thing, and I actually support the fact that the president got furious with that call not being made, and at least saying, hey, is there any assets you got here that we don't know about? Is there anything that's here that we don't know, because we don't want it to affect other relations you may have?
Yeah, and at this point, Netanyahu is just straight up flexing his muscles, because he was doing this kind of stuff under Biden. He did not give a crap what Biden had to say. He's doing whatever he's got to do. He's like, Biden's here for a few years. This guy has dementia. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. But Netanyahu just clearly doing it under Trump. Ooh, man, that's got to hurt Trump's ego a little bit. But look, man, their military is great as long as they're fighting women and children. That's the truth. IDF, oh yeah, we're slaughtering Gaza, and yeah, bro, we got it because we're fighting women and children and even men with no weapons. Okay, bro. The second you got to fight a real army, and like Iran, and the rockets are actually hitting Tel Aviv, now they start panicking. They're like, oh, we need Big Daddy USA to come save us. Yeah, they're just cowards. And then on top of that, to just do these crazy wild attacks with our allies, by the way, the United States ally is Qatar. We have a huge military base there. They could have been hurt, by the way, right? And to just attack them left and right like it's nothing, not even tell us until the last second, it's insane. You're really trying to flex your muscles on that one, Israel.
This is your number one supporter. I think you should have made the call.
Probably the only big supporter. Like, who else?
That makes me uncomfortable. Vinny.
I'm going to be not all over the place, but I have so many different thoughts and opinions. I mean, can you blame Bibi? I mean, if we're going to be honest, from what we've been seeing, from going back to Trump getting mad and Trump getting mad, if you know, Pat, if you're a kid and you know your parents aren't going to your dad's not going to yell at you, keep doing it. If my mom's not going to spank me for doing something, they're just going to go, hey, don't do that again. I'm going to keep doing it over and over and over. So Bibi knows nothing's ever going to happen to him. That's my one point. Number 2, me and Adam were talking on the ride over here. When it comes to Qatar, and trust me, I'm not cool with him doing the operation without saying it, but for how long are we keep hearing it's Hamas? They're in Hamas is in Qatar. They're in Qatar. Guess what? At one point, they were going to go there, period. And what we're saying, Adam, you're going to keep killing the bees, Pat. We keep killing Hamas. The beehive, apparently, the leaders they're all in Qatar. They're all hiding out there. They're not in Gaza. They're not on the ground. So if that's the thing, you go after the beehive. You don't keep killing the individual bees. And then when it comes to the hostages, and mind you, Adam, and trust me, I love you. I love you to death. You're one of my brothers, and I understand the passion and thing for Israel. But when it comes to the hostages, and they keep, for instance, let me take a step back. We're going after the leaders. We keep going. You kill 6 leaders, 6 more are coming right back. These are terrorists. They don't disappear. They drop down. Like if, God forbid, something happened to anybody in our chain of command of the military, next up in line. It's not going to stop.
It's like a hydra.
It is, Tommy. It is.
Grows another head.
So my thing is this, and we keep seeing these precision targets. We keep seeing all this stuff. But when it comes to these poor freaking hostages, it's an unattainable objective. Okay, they keep saying, well, we're going to, unless we get the hostages back. You're doing all this stuff around the world. How about, because Gaza is flattened, set up an operation, because I know you have the knowledge. I know you guys have the technology. Get down there and go after them. Go get the freaking hostages. Okay, and guess what? If it comes down to a fight and some of them die, I'm sorry. That's a freaking war. That is war. We have to go get them because they're getting tortured as we speak. They're getting starved as we speak. And the excuse that people are getting tired of is, well, not until we get the hostages back. Well, guess what? Set up a mission like you set a freaking drone that blew up a Hamas leader in an apartment in his room. They didn't affect the building at all. They went after the one guy. Use that technology. Use your operation. Use thermo whatever. Find out where the hell they are. Go down there. And I'm sorry. Some of them are probably going to die, but enough of this shit. Go down there. Fight for them. And if some of them die, I'm sorry. That's a casualty of war.
I think Vinny made some very, very good points on this. First of all, we taught this lesson to Bibi. Like, Bibi already knew he's very empowered under Biden. He can do whatever the heck he wants. When Trump came into office, he had a chance to like create boundaries. Like, no, Netanyahu, you're not doing this, or we are cutting off funding. Like, and actually do something about it. Trump is not. He's head over heels over Benjamin Netanyahu. And see, this is something, I don't know if I want to blame Vinny for this, for his ignorance, but look, everyone knew Hamas was in Qatar. They knew that. It wasn't a secret like, oh, we found them, they were hiding there. No. Everyone knew they're there. The U.S. knew they were there, and the job was to broker a deal. How do you think Israel was brokering a deal for a ceasefire? You think Hamas and Israel were talking directly? No. They're meeting up in Qatar because the fact of the matter is Hamas probably thinks that if they go to Israel, they're just going to get blown up. So they're meeting at like a neutral spot like Qatar and brokering a deal there. So the U.S. would meet with Witkoff, and Hamas was there, and, you know, they probably had some Israel guys there too, and that's how they would broker a deal. And so it wasn't a secret. They weren't hiding there. I want to make that very clear. And like, let's say some random crazy dude in the U.S. just says, oh, you know, so-and-so is in Hamas in the U.S. So what, is Israel then okay to like bomb some city in the U.S. now? Like, that's not how this works, bro. These are allies. These are safe countries. It's just, it's horrible. And again, I repeat what Vinny says at the end. Israel is more than capable of doing targeted attacks. We saw the attack in Hezbollah. We saw the attack in Iran on like the apartment. They're capable of doing it. I mean, look, I'll be honest. Even this attack in Qatar, they did it right on spot. There's like, if you watch a video on it, it's like a whole compound, and they were able to do one small building in that compound. Very targeted, by the way. And they knew exactly where those Hamas guys were. Actually, I'm not even sure if they got them, though. I don't know if they ended up getting them, but they know how to do targeted attacks. And they're able to do it. They're choosing not to do it in Gaza. And it's sad what's going on there.
Because people are getting upset because it's like, come on, man.
It's not that there's some really bad leaders that need to die. There
sure,
are.
I agree.
But there's you got to coordinate this a little better, and it can't be. I'm sorry I didn't call you. I bombed them in Doha, in the Qatar. What are it's a military base out in the middle of nowhere in the sand? No, it was kind of in town near the capital.
We're in downtown, like
So
like, you what?
But you see where I'm coming from?
By the way, I'm 1,000,000% understanding your guys' frustration on why you'd be frustrated about not making a call to Trump. I think he should have.
I know. I know you do.
At the same time, I'm saying we don't have all the information because it might have
comes
been
the free pass.
Yep, there you go, Tom. Thanks for calling that out. We don't know all the information. Here comes the free pass. Here comes the benefit of the doubt.
Tom.
No, I'm serious. Here comes the free pass.
It might have been. Hey, by the way, breaking news, those guys we've been looking for, they're all in the same building. They're going to be there for lunch. You've got 15 minutes. I don't know how this works.
I agree with,
but here's what I will say about your whack-a-mole sort of perspective of like, if you kill them, more people are going to pop up. Well, that's what you could say about ISIS. That's what you could say about Al-Qaeda. That's what you could say about the Nazis. That's what you could say about MS-13. That's what you could say about the Venezuelan drug boats that we've been eliminating. You got to eliminate the bad guys, and whatever happens after that, you deal with the ramifications. You don't not eliminate terrorists. You don't not eliminate Nazis just because maybe more will pop up. Maybe there will, maybe there won't. You need to eliminate the bad people while you can.
But I think root and stem. When Trump came in at him, he killed ISIS, period. They were gone.
But do you think? But
only
ISIS
under
still
Biden
exists,
they started.
though.
Hold on. Under Biden, under the flag. But Trump killed all of them. Unapologetic, get in there, kill everybody.
Yeah,
So
but
when it comes to
Vinny,
this
you're
situation,
proving my point.
No, no,
they didn't say don't kill ISIS
Adam,
because more ISIS will pop up.
I agree, but what I'm saying is the threat, the main threat right now, Adam, and yes, the leaders around the world. I want the terrorists are in Gaza. They're underground. I don't know where else they're hiding them. Set up an operation and go and get them. Enough is enough.
I'm gonna do one last story.
The
before we
infantry
wrap up.
are, but the leaders are in
I know, I get
Qatar.
it, guys.
My only question is, why do they feel comfortable hanging out
I agree.
in a
I
U.S.
agree.
Let's do
ally?
one last story.
Air
Three
quotes.
times is enough.
Hey, if you enjoyed that video, YouTube says you'll love this video right here. And also go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel right here. It only takes 1 second to do. Only about 5 or 6% of you are subscribed to my channel. Go ahead and press it. It's free. It takes a second. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.